Okay, so for today's video, let's have some fun. We're gonna do the Q&A for today. I know that I did ask this question and I posted it like 2 or 3 days ago. I was supposed to do this video like yesterday, but I just did not have the time. But we're finally here, and we're gonna be answering your guys' questions. And we're gonna be starting with MRLKF315. That's one hell of a username, bro. But he asked 3 different questions. I'm gonna just answer them quickly. First question: do you believe we will be in the 1-1 rule if we sell Fermin Lopez? Now, first of all, I have no idea, bro, because I don't have the financials nor the information inside Barcelona's accounts, so I have no idea. All I know is that Barcelona for a very long time have not gotten a injection of 90 million euros off of one player. It's been a very long time. I think the last time we were able to do that was like with Neymar, maybe. I could be wrong, but yeah. It was probably like, I think it was back in 2017. So I do think that it will make a huge difference if Barcelona were to sell Fermin for 90. And yes, I think that maybe we would be acting much more flexible. Second question: do you think La Liga is corrupted? Of course it is. Last question: will you do more watch long streams with your live reaction to the game? No, I'm not going to be doing that, only because it's kind of hard for me to do live streams and stuff like that. Like usually when I watch games and stuff, I usually eat, I drink like water, and I drink like a bunch of like Red Bulls and stuff like that. And I don't want to be doing that in front of the camera. It's kind of like disrespectful, but that's like kind of like my time to relax. I know it sounds crazy, but my time to relax while watching, which is like watching games, because I eat and I just enjoy my time, and that's it. So yeah, that's the reason why I don't really do watch longs. Now let's go to Jason SKF 1817. He has asked, do you think we should get Haaland or Julian Alvarez? I think Alvarez will give us a lot. And do you think since Atletico Madrid aren't doing well, we can get him for a lower price? So between these two strikers here, I would tell you Julian Alvarez, only because Julian now officially has La Liga experience. Julian is very much a Hansi Flick type of striker, meaning that he knows how to press. He's very well aware of where he needs to go, what spaces to occupy. A workhorse. I know that Erling Haaland knows how to do that as well. But I think that in the end, Alvarez will be much more ideal. Either way, whether it's Haaland or Alvarez, I like both. There's no such thing as like, I like this player way more than that one. They both have their pros and cons, but I believe that in the end, Alvarez would be the ideal candidate. Moving on towards question number 3, and that is coming from Charles Paul B9K. He has asked, all I want is Barcelona to find a way to sign a good and prolific center back that has pace and tall, or they should start using Christensen more. I don't really trust Araujo that much. Yeah, bro. I mean, like, yeah, it's true that the current center backs that we have right now, they're okay, they're decent. Like Christensen had one hell of a performance against Rayo Vallecano not like a few hours ago. Eric Garcia, not the most reliable, but he's still okay. He's decent. He's like a solid 7 to 8 out of 10. Araujo, though, I know that a lot of people don't really like Araujo like that because of his ball distribution, him not being really that good on the ball. And yeah, I understand the concern. I would tell you that, yeah, I think that Barcelona would really benefit off of a very strong, tall, ball playing center back. And the only player that I can think about is Bastoni. I always talk about that player because he has everything. Like, if we get, like, we have the qualities within our center backs to distribute great things, but when you have a player like Araujo and you know that when he gets pressed, he loses the ball, it does end up being a concern. And when we talk about Kubarsi, right? Kubarsi is great on the ball, but then when he has to go up against a striker like, let's just say, for example, Djokovic or Erling Haaland, like those tall strikers, Kubarsi usually gets outbodied. And now you wish you had somebody like Ronald Araujo. So you can see that how like those two type of traits are being split. Bastoni satisfies those two things. That is why I want a center back like him, which is crazy, right? So there goes that question. Let's go to the other one coming from El Poito Sir 1067. He has asked, do you think there's going to be a Rashford masterclass against PSG? Bro, right now, I'm not going to lie to you. It's not looking good for Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford has not looked too settled in the first 3 matches that he has participated in. And I don't know, bro. Like, I wish I could tell you confidently that Rashford is going to have a masterclass against PSG, but I would just say that it's very iffy right now. And honestly, this comes by no surprise, because when you look at Florian Wirtz in a brand new league, in a brand new team, he is struggling to adjust to that brand new life, right? It's not this whole thing about Rashford and Barcelona. It's nothing new. Like this situation, it takes a good amount of time for these players to like really get settled in. The same thing is going to go for Djokovic and Arsenal. Djokovic is having like a really tough time trying to adjust to his new team, which is Arsenal, brand new league and everything. So the same thing with Rashford. The fact that he's in La Liga, the fact that he's playing for FC Barcelona, he needs time to adjust. And with us playing PSG in about 2 months or a month and a half, I don't think Rashford's going to have that masterclass. I think that he'll participate, but that's it, right? But we don't give out participation trophies, right? You have to do well, and I don't think Rashford is going to do well. And I'm not trying to be pessimistic or anything. It's just the reality. Moving on towards the next one is coming from Victor Mandela. He has asked, do you think Rashford will shine this season because he has not been looking that good in the first few games? If yes, do you think Flick should use him as a striker or as a winger? Now, like I've said from the previous question, Rashford has not been looking too good. I agree with you, bro, Victor, that, Rashford has a lot of work to do. And, if you were to ask me, I would use Marcus Rashford as a left winger because he has no interest playing as a striker. I'm telling you guys, there was this interview that he had before the season started, and he was talking about how he likes to play much more as a left winger because he likes to be able to be more flexible, drop down, go into deep areas, look for those long passes to feed the striker. He knows that when he's playing as a striker, he sees much more or less of the ball, and he has to depend on the attacking midfielder and the wingers to really get that service. And Rashford just does not like doing that. Rashford is a player who enjoys being on the ball like a lot, like having about 5 to 10 touches per minute. And you get that as a winger, but as a striker, no, you have to depend on the teammates around you. So I do see Rashford as our left winger, and that is where he does want to be. Now let's go to Mohamed Al-Shaheen. And he has asked, what do you think about De La Fuente's decision in picking the Spain squad, not choosing Joan Garcia, Eric Garcia, and Alejandro Balde? And do you think that Ferran Torres should be Spain's #1 striker? Now, here's the thing. I know that many might assume that I would hate this idea, knowing that Joan Garcia, Eric Garcia, and Balde did not get chosen, but I love that idea. I don't want these players to go out there. I don't want these players. I have no interest in sending any of my Barcelona players to go out there for international duty. I know that sounds kind of like selfish, and I know that some national teams out there really care about their performances, and there's huge France fans, huge Spain fans, and I understand their enthusiasm to do well in the World Cup, but I just don't want to send these players to the World Cup qualifiers. Let them stay here. I don't want them to get injured. I mean, like, look how we have Gavi already injured, right? So it's insane. Gavi's already injured. There's like a knee injury, and I don't want this to happen to any other players. Yamal almost got injured today against Rayo Vallecano. So no, like, I'm fine. Like, I don't want these players to go anywhere. De La Fuente, thank you for doing us a favor. And I think that's it, right? That's all I picked for today's Q&A. Everything else was kind of like repeated questions. It had like the same type of like story and stuff like that. But yeah, that's basically it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.